Okay guys, here's the latest project on the LSA Supercharger install for the SS. What I have here is a set of LS9/LSA valve covers. These are not 100% needed for the swap, but part of the swap is the LSA Supercharger fuel rail and the blower itself. The coil pack, the stock LS3 coil packs won't work. Well, they'll work, but what you have to do is actually drill additional holes in the brackets and move everything down like half an inch or something like that. So by moving everything half inch down, you know, you're gonna make the clearance that you need. Well, I really didn't want to deal with that. You know, I really hate the LS style valve covers. I went through this with the Corvette, you know, bought the Hollies, they leaked. They leaked out of the seals, the bottom, these gaskets here, but they also leaked out of where the bolts go through the center. I also had oiling issues with that because the Holly LS valve covers didn't have the PCV valve built into them. I'll have a link, I'll include that in the information button above of how I resolve that. Well, I'm going to skip the Hollies for the SS and just go straight to LS9s. So these are the same valve covers that I have on the Corvette with the E4 Supercharger. I disassembled them, I painted them, I put all the seals back in, put them on the car along with the catch can and that PCV valve. And I have not had any oiling issues with the Corvette ever since then. So for the SS, I've got the same catch can. It's Elite Engineering, their E2 catch can. I'm gonna install this. I have another, actually earlier video with me replacing the PCV valve. I've got another PCV valve to go with that. And I bought the same LS valve covers. So I'm gonna disassemble these, tape them off, clean them off with wax and grease remover, and then prime them with the VHT engine enamel primer. And then I'm gonna use their flat black. This isn't really flat, it's like a semi-gloss black engine paint, and do 3 coats of each, 2 light, 1 heavy, 2 light, 1 heavy. And these will be good to go on the SS. So to take the coil packs off, what you have to do is these are a 10mm bolt, and you just take them off. Now the LS9s, this is a weird, I don't know why GM does this, but they ship you the LS9 valve cover with coil packs, which these coil packs are $20 a piece. Someone's fingerprint on there. It's kind of funny. These coil packs are like $20-some each, and I now have 6 spares. Well, I also have 6 spares from the other set of valve covers that I had, and I'm not sure I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them. I mean, I'm just gonna hold on to them because these are all the LS3, LS9, LSA coil pack. I know the trucks are a bit different, and actually the coil packs on the SS seem to be different as well. I'm not sure if the Australians got used a different part number or not, but what I'm going to try to do is use the stock SS the stock SS coil packs and keep these as spares. But I don't know if the LS3, the Holden LS3 coil packs will bolt onto these valve covers. It's just not something I'm aware of. The Corvette, when I painted the Corvette ones, the coil packs and the covers, they all look the same. They look identical because the Holden, maybe they have a different supplier, maybe they have a supplier down in Australia, but the design looked slightly different. And what I'm talking about is the coil pack itself. The LS3 Holden units just they're more round. Like, I think overall same shape, but I know that this design right here, how this is flattened on the Holdens, it's round. So I'm not entirely sure what that's about. So, but part numbers. Let me get you the part number here in a second. So I had a hell of a time getting these. You think these would be simple, but unfortunately I was chasing the best deal. So I ended up ordering these valve covers from two different companies, two different GM suppliers. And what happened was GM is screwing up the packaging. So I ordered, this is the 8.8 is the driver side without the oil fill port. I ordered this one, so it's 12637688. That's supposed to be the one without the filler hole in it. Okay. And then the other part number, I don't have it with me, but it's the same part number. It's 12637686. 86 is supposed to have the oil fill. But when I ordered the 8.8 from one company, it came with, no, I have that backwards, I'm sorry. The 8.6 is supposed to have the oil fill, okay? I ordered 8.6 from one of the GM suppliers, and it did not, it was actually this valve cover. It didn't have the oil fill hole in it. I was like, so I got that one. Then I ordered 8.8 from another company, and it came as the standard, it didn't have didn't have the oil fill hole in it. So what I did was I contacted the first company that I ordered the 8.6 off of, and I said, hey, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to have a oil fill hole in it. This oil fill in it. And so they ordered another one, and I told them to check it before they shipped it to me. They received another one, and it was the same. It didn't have the oil fill. It was flat. So they ordered another one, and that one was wrong as well. That one didn't have the oil fill in it. So I was like, okay, let me work with the other company. So I went with the other company. I said, hey, I ordered 8.8 from them, and I said, hey, your part number was wrong. So they ordered one, they opened it, and it was the same one, the flat with no oil fill on it. Finally, they ordered 3 more, and they finally found one with the oil fill cap in it. And so eventually they shipped me the 686 with the oil fill in it. So to make this swap easier for you guys, just order both valve covers from one company. The first time I did this swap with the Corvette, I ordered them both from Summit Racing. I ordered the 688 and the 686, and I had no problem. I got both valve covers. One had the hole, one didn't have the hole, and we were good. When I tried to order from different GM suppliers, it just ended up being a big clusterfuck, to be honest. So this took a week to fix, and the company that finally resolved it was SDPC Scoggin Dickney out of Texas, Lubbock, Texas. And they got the right part number. I'm not even sure if it was the right part number. I don't know if it was the first supplier got screwed up or the second supplier screwed it up, but they overnighted me the correct valve cover. I'll sad to say, I can't even tell you if it's the right part number. I just know that they opened up their inventory and said, what the hell's going on? And they visually opened it, and before they sent it to me, they overnighted it. And what they did was they gave me a return label for the one valve cover that was wrong, supposedly wrong. So they fixed me up, and I didn't even have to pay shipping back. So these valve covers are roughly $137 a piece. I want to say The first supplier was a little bit more expensive, but I had a $20 off coupon through eBay Motors, so that's what I used. That's why I did a split shipping, when unfortunately I should have just ordered them both from Summit or, you know, Skag and Dickney and gone that way. But long story short, a big pain in the ass to get these correct valve covers here. The next thing I'm going to do, so now let's continue the teardown. I'm not going to show you the teardown of the full teardown of both of them, but so for the outer ones, you can just pull them out. So for the inner ones, you're going to have to use a small screwdriver to push the rubber seal past it. And I had to do this for the Corvette too. And eventually, you get enough of it pushed through to where this will go down. Okay. So, like I was saying, for the outer ones, just push. You can literally just pull them through and pull them out. It's because the mounting surface is different. It's got a wider hole, so those ones will push right out. The middle ones, you're gonna have to use a screwdriver and push them down. And then pull the rubber gasket out. Be careful with these. You know, this might have been part of the reason why my Hollies leaked, is that these gaskets suck. I'm trying to remember if I had replaced them when I did the head swap on the Corvette. I don't remember. Because what I'm talking about is I replaced the heads on the Corvette with LS3 CNC heads. And I took the valve covers off that time. I'm not sure I changed them. Put them back, you know, tighten them back down. And then I did the Supercharger. I replaced the valve springs with comp cams, the 92618 ends in 18, those valve springs. That's like second or third time they'd been off. I didn't replace them. And then I did I bought the Hollies, did that swap, and I want to say, you know, I think I replaced them with Felpros, and at some point they just started leaking. Like they didn't press back into the valve cover real well, and they just started leaking like a motherfucker. So that was another reason why I got rid of the Hollies. But I'm gonna put a piece of tape on the inside here to just block off paint from getting inside the valve cover. I'm also gonna tape off the oil fill cover here, and I'm also gonna tape off the PCV vent. But I don't know if you really need to, but just to prevent the bolt holes from screwing up, I'm actually going to tape off all of the coil pack bolt holes as well. Now, the one thing I will say, a good piece of advice is, you don't need to tape off these two bosses. I think these bosses are here for the LSA valve cover or the LS9 valve cover. I think they use a pin. You know, it's like a stud with a rounded top that the rubber grommet like squeezes into. I think that's what these two bosses are for. I will not be using them in this application, and unfortunately on the Corvette I painted it, and then I had to come back in here with a freaking paintbrush and some spray paint, spray into the can and hand paint these two bosses on both sides. So this time it's getting painted over. So that's just a good piece of advice. So okay guys, as you can see, I taped everything off. I cleaned it with wax and tar remover, and we should be ready to start spraying. Now, like I said, this is just the VHT engine primer, and we do one light coat on both covers and we'll get started. So Okay guys, that's one good cover of primer. I will do 2 more coats and then 3 coats of base. Okay guys, I have finished painting the valve covers. I painted these this morning and I'm just gonna reassemble them. I did 3 coats of primer, so 2 light, 1 heavy, waited 30 minutes, then I waited 24 hours to do the base because it got late last night. It was my birthday, so we went out and I didn't have a chance to finish these, so I finished this morning and painted these with the VHT engine enamel paint, and I did 2 light coats and 1 heavy coat, and these have pretty much been sitting out all day and they should be dry, so I'm going to start to reassemble them, put the bolts back in. And he simply put the rubber plunger back into the hole for the center bolt. Alright, I think that went in. Yeah, you just kind of got to push them in and twist. Middle 2 bolt holes seem to not want to go in as easy as the exterior. I think it's because the hole design is a little bit different. These are flat, yet the exterior ones are kind of have a cup to them. So try that again. All right, so yeah, just push down and twist. You'll get it in, all the way in, all the way in. Yeah. So the passenger side's ready. All right, and that's pretty much it. So that's how you put the bolts in with the seals. This is kind of giving you an idea of what this is going to look like. Now this last one, it's going to look kind of funny because the bolt's in the way, but let me actually just do this. All right, so there you go. That's kind of what the final product's going to look like. I'm not going to paint these coil packs. I'm just going to leave them black that way, because Supercharger's black, the coil covers are black, the coils are black. That way it's just all nice and dark. This is what the driver's side is going to look like. Passenger, it'll be the same. But yeah, that's basically painting your LSA valve covers and getting it ready to install for the blower. Okay guys, I just wanted to update the Supercharger real quick. I know that in a previous video I had said that I was going to get those vacuum ports capped off. Went to AutoZone when I'd pick up more paint for those valve covers I just painted. The item number is 47396. What I ended up using was the 3/16 short and long. What I did, I just cut the long down to the same length as the short one. And I used that to cap this port right here. This cap is for the butterfly valve inside of the exhaust system for the ZL1, and also this port back here. You can kind of see it. I ended up just cutting that one with the pair of scissors, and it's rubbery, cut down real quick. So for those 2 ports on the Supercharger, what you're going to need is a 3/16 inch cap. AutoZone didn't really have a great selection, so I ended up just buying the multi-pack, and I ended up using the 3/16 like I said. I also did buy this. This is a 6-pack of 7/32, and 7/32 is, if you read right here, it's just like one size too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these back. This was only, I want to say this was $2 or $3. I think this one was like $2.99. This one was like $2.46. So I might as well get my $2 back, and I'll take these back, but I'll keep these since I used the 2 of them. But yeah, those are the vacuum ports I needed to cap off, and pretty soon you're going to see the Supercharger on the car. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.